Hello and welcome to this week's episode of Conversations with an Investor, where I recap the wild year that was 2023. So we're going to go over the top 3 things that I learned from 2023, what you can do going into 2024, the things that you should look out for and the things that you should think about, and why it's very, very important that you give serious consideration to why you should step up your game in 2024. And if you're stuck, how you can do that. So without further ado, let's dive right in. So this is a recap of 2023, and what a year it's been. It's been absolutely berserk. When you look, I didn't realise how berserk it's been until I looked back at the events that have taken place. I made a few predictions in 2021 and 2022. And the thing with predictions is that you expect to get some of them right, but it's unusual to be really, really right on a lot of them. And a few of the ones that I did were not only really, really right, but way beyond what I expected. So we've seen 2 wars this year that are ongoing. We've seen central banks raise interest rates 500%. We've seen a cool off in the property market. Lots of changes. We've seen problems, with governments. We've seen a lot of shifts. So it's been a very, very, very much of a roller coaster year. And I thought it'd be a good time to recap exactly what's went on, what we think of it, what we can do leading into 2024. So top 3 things that I learned from 2023. Probably the biggest one is that to take action. I'm a great one for taking action, but this year's been an example of exactly why. If you want to check out my episode from my friend Paul, his story will tell you exactly why taking action is really, really important, and the time is now. There is no time to waste. So making sure that whatever it is that you want to do, you get it done, because things can move fast. 2023 has been an example of that. If you make a decision to do something, whatever that decision may be, moving it quickly and commit to it. And if you commit to it, then do it now. If there's any message that 2023 has, it's do not procrastinate, do not wait, do not let things fester. Another thing is how quickly things can change. So things that we've seen in 2023 is change in wartime from peace, the change in unrest, the change in rules, change in governments. It's been wild. It's been a wild, wild time. Changing interest rates at the central bank. A lot of people didn't realise that could happen as quickly, despite me looking like the guy that's always shouting that the sky is going to fall down. I've been explaining this for years, that it was going to change, and it did, and it happened even more quickly, more rapidly than I could have ever imagined. So yeah, make decisions, move quickly, and do not under any circumstances believe that things won't change. They will change. And the beauty of that is that we need to know how to adapt, because over the years, I would say that the things that I've seen that have been big mistakes have been people expecting that things happen the way that they've happened, and they'll continue that way forever. So if ever had a look at any of my property investment videos, you'll see that people extrapolate the future. They'll just think that they'll buy in and things go like this, and they don't realise that things do this, and it is a cycle. And the world's like that. Property market isn't isolated. It's the nature of things. The way that I explain it is a bit like the seasons. So we have a summertime, we have autumn, we have winter, and we have spring, and it goes through a change, goes through a cycle. And we're going through that cycle just now with a lot of factors that have manifested in 2023. We've seen trade wars, currency wars, technology wars, and now we're seeing some hot wars. And it shows that a cycle goes round, and we're seeing that now. So the 2 things that I would urge you to to make sure that you don't do, if you have done, is don't expect things to remain the same. And the second thing is don't hang around waiting for the perfect time. There isn't going to be a perfect time. There never is. That's the thing about timing. If you wait until you get it perfect, you'll end up procrastinating, waiting until it's too late. And that's what I would say in 2023 is that you've seen these things happen and you've seen how quickly they can change. So if you've got a goal, if you've got a dream, if you fancy doing something, then go for it. And when you go into these things, whatever it is that you're doing, if you're in business, you're thinking about getting into business, or you're thinking about investing, go into it with the ability to adapt. That adaptability is going to make you more aware of what's going on out there. So you can see things happening, just like the interest rates rising. You can see things happening if the market starts to change. You can get a better understanding to what is actually out there with conditions rather than your confirmation bias, as in you think it was good then and you want it to continue. That's a bias, and that bias will catch you in a trap. So having these things in your tool belt is going to make you way more prepared. And you don't need to be in the world of business. You can be, in fitness, in your mental strength, your physical strength, how you maybe approach your relationships. The ability to adapt and the ability to know that things don't remain the same and things need worked on is a great tool. So 2023 has been a great example of that. Another thing 2023 has given us is showing us the importance of being together. So having a community spirit that together we're better than being fractured or split apart. So there's never been a time where people need to come together, because at the minute things are looking a bit unsettled. And I've said this to my sister. My sister was feeling a bit disgruntled about everything that was going on. I said to her, look, in life we have been way worse than this in terms of humanity. We've been way worse, and things have been in a way worse state. And on the other hand, we've done a lot better job in the past. So there's been times we've been a lot better than the way we are just now. And unfortunately, the trend looks like we're getting a little worse than we're getting a little better. And that shows the importance of having a bit of us coming together and having a common good in a thing that's bigger than us all to aim at. Because with that gives us the power to affect change for the right reasons and the right changes, rather than it going the wrong way. And 2023 has shown us that what happens if we don't affect that change, and if we don't band together and we don't stick together and we don't do things for the common good, then you get things like hot wars, battles, you get issues with organizations, you get issues with governments. These are the things that happen when people feel disgruntled, they feel unheard, and they feel like they're fractured and split apart. And I think that going into 2024, one of the key takeaways that we can have is that if we do a little bit better job together, we're going to make things better. We're going to improve it. We're going to head to that direction where we were doing a better job. We're going to reverse the trend. So 2023 has taught us that, and that's a key takeaway that we can keep as a reminder. Now, another thing, probably the third thing that I was thinking about with 2023 is mess ups. So where did I mess up? Interestingly, 2023 hasn't been a year for complete disasters for me. I've certainly had them over the years. I've had things go wrong. I've had, probably every different type of thing that can happen become a disaster. And it's a testament to sticking in and grinding through, and that not expecting that things are always going to be rosy, expecting that things are going to go wrong. And when they do go wrong, you can react and adapt pretty well. And when you adapt pretty well, what it means is that you start to recognize the patterns of when things go wrong. And typically what happens is when you recognize things, when you start out, you don't recognize them until they're too late. I'm sure that'll be familiar to you all. And then when it's too late, there's very little change that you can make. When you go through enough mistakes, what you find is you can recognize that pattern much, much earlier, which means that you can pivot, you can take change, you can influence the direction that it goes, you can catch it, you can stop the rot, whatever the particular circumstance is, and that means that you can improve the situation. You can either limit how much the damage is, you can limit the downside, or you can actually turn it around into a positive. And those are the things that you want. Those are the things that you want to instill in your mindset, in the way that you are and the way you think. So what I would say is, leading into this coming year, we hope that we're going to do a better job in 2024 than we are in 2023, because conditions haven't been ideal. There's a lot of things coming up in 2024 that will it can be make or break for the particular parts. I mean, we've got things like the unrest in America, we've got the election coming up, we've got central banks that have sort of ramped up interest rates. We'll have a lot of people coming off cheap mortgage rates. The peak of those will be in 2024 when the fixed rates come to an end. So there'll be a lot of situations that might, depending on what happens, will dictate how these things roll in the property market, in the political arena, at government level. So there's a lot of things that was there, and that's why I think that it's a very, very important time to come together. If you've got a common good, if you've got a set of principles that you want to apply, the power of a group is really, really important. So if you're going into 2024, what I would recommend is that you get around, the best group of people that you can, because there's an old saying that I remember reading about years ago, which said, hang around with better people because their habits will rub off on you. I've always tried to be the dumbest person in the room, because you want to be around people that are smarter, brighter, more sharp, more developed, more skilled, whatever talents that they have, whatever attributes, you can learn from them. And we've got a great situation now in this world that we have the technology to be able to be a global village, in terms of we can be in that room, not necessarily physically, but as good as clear as makes no difference. We can listen, we can visually see, we can interact, with our devices. So it brings a power to it. I mean, I know there's a lot of stuff, the 2023 has been the rise of AI. So I remember going into the first part of 2023, there was particular hot, investment vehicles, and that was dumped as soon as the rise of AI and things like Chat GPT arrived on the scene. And that's another thing, is that one of the things that's came out of 2023 is, first of all, the power in terms of the tool that AI can be, and that these AI tools seem to be here to stay, whether we like it or not. But there's a lot of people out there that maybe have a profession or a job or a business that AI might be displacing. But on the other side of that, what I've noticed is that that as much as that wave's been, and we can see how impactful AI has been, there's also a desire for a human feel. There's that particular way that things go that we know if it's real or if it's not. And there seems to be a rising sense that we would like to have that in our lives, and we might prefer a human dealing with it and than an AI tool. So I'll give you an example. Is that someone, I remember a few years ago, someone says, would you get on a plane if the pilot was just autopilot, so a plane can land and take off and fly, and it would just be a computer that's doing it. I says, I think that these tools are great, and I think that they've got their place, but I would much prefer that there was a human there. I know that we make errors. I know that there's been lots of pilot errors over the years, but call me old-fashioned, but I'd like to know that we can have all these tools, but there's a human overseeing it, because in the event that the machines don't work, who are you going to fall back on? And I always believe that you're probably better to have a human at the controls, because as powerful as AI is, the greatest, most powerful computer in the world is between your ears, and it's sense and feel and intuition. It's got a lot of powerful tools that maybe AI will get there, but as it stands just now, I think I'll stick with the humans. One last thing I would say about 2023 is that there's a lot going on in the world, but it's given, you can see a shift in people, and that desire for things that are real rather than things that are flexed. That desire for seeing the real people is more important than the lifestyle or the glam or the flex or whatever it may be, the type. And it gives people hope, because see, at the end of the day, we're all human, we're all striving, we're all trying to improve, we're all trying to get better. We hit bumps in the road, and it can be difficult. It can certainly be difficult, particularly if you're coming to the end of this year and going into next year. You maybe want to start thinking about your own recap. How did you do? How was your performance? How did you what did you achieve this year? What did you not achieve that you wanted to? Did you give it your all? Did you give it your best try? Did your inner voice get the better of you? Did that get a hold of you? Did you give in to the comfort, the weakness? What was the things that you wanted to go and see? Where was the places you wanted to visit? Did you spend enough time working on yourself? Did you develop your relationships? Did you develop your business? All these things you want to have in your 2024. As I said, there's lots of things that are coming up. We really need you at the top of your game. You've no idea how important it is that you're at the top of your game. Is a community spirit. We're all a big global village. If there's ever a time for us as a race to get improving and keep developing and get better, this is the time. This is the time to do it. So, on that note, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode of Conversations with an Investor, this recap of 2023. You can visit my coaching community over at geomcnee.com. Come and check it out. There's a lot of free material in there. We want to squeeze the very best out of you. You have more potential in there than what you are currently using. And we want to be the place, the crucible, that you can squeeze that out of yourself. So if you think you've got more, you're feeling stuck, you've hit a plateau, maybe you just feel lonely, you want to be part of a community where people are all doing the same just like you, and you want to get access to all the tips, tricks and techniques that I've used over the years, come and visit me over there, sign up and come and join in the fun. We're on social media. Come and visit me on all the social media channels at Conversations with an Investor, and like, comment and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification. Hit me up with some comments. Let me know what you think. And from me this week, that's a wrap.